Good morning and welcome into College Football Now. I am Tom Downey here on National Signing Day, the first of many videos we plan on doing on specific team recruiting class rankings. We begin with Alabama football because they are not just the composite number one, the industry standard from 24/7 Sports, but number one on ESPN. Rivals, 24/7 Sports' own rankings, and on 3. What I'm saying is this is a consensus number one recruiting class so far, knowing things can change, although all but 5 of Alabama's 25 commits have already signed as of filming this. 4 different 5-star recruits, 24 stars, and a 3-star that we'll get to later on in today's video as well. We're going to break down every single recruit Bama has this year. And if you want more college football recruiting videos from a national perspective, breaking down some of the top uncommitted guys potentially, and more team-specific ones, simply like today's video right now. Not going to lie. The recruiting views are down this year. I think it's because the transfer portal is drawing so much more attention. So if you want more of these, I need you to like today's video right now. Here are the top 5 recruiting classes. Again, this will ebb and flow throughout the day as players flip and decommit and commit and sign. Bama's number 1, Georgia's 2, Miami is number 3, Texas, led by Arch Manning, is number 4, and LSU checks in at number 5. Bama's 25 recruits are very, very impressive so far. All signs point to a thing we've seen many times before. Alabama, the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban, having the number 1 recruiting class, barring some pretty drastic changes. That's the route we're heading on in this 2023 recruiting class cycle. But will they end up finishing with that number 1 class again? It was Texas A&M last year. Bama finished second, and A&M is not in the running for the number 1 spot, at least as of right now. So will Bama finish with that number 1 spot? Y for yes, N for no. This will be the pinned comment, actually, on today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, type in your Y for yes or your N for no. And yes, feel free to try to speak whichever option you want into existence as well. Let's go player by player here. First up, the 5 biggest ones. Caleb Downs, the 5-star safety out of Georgia. No surprise, number 1 player in his position and in the state of Georgia. Big get for Bama to go into what is, I think we can now call it Kirby Smart's turf, and poach the number 1 player in the state. Keon Keeley, another big-time defensive get, number 10 overall out of Florida. He's the number 1 edge rusher in this year's class. He was originally committed to Notre Dame and then flipped to Alabama a little bit earlier in the process. The big get, though, at least as of late, is 5-star offensive tackle Kadyn Proctor out of Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, the number 2 offensive tackle. He was committed to Iowa, and Bama flipped him yesterday. A massive get for the Crimson Tide, who, as we saw this past season, could probably use some help on the offensive line. Justice Haynes is next up here, the 5-star running back out of Georgia. There were a lot of teams, no surprise, that were in the market for Haynes. He's the number 3 player at the running back position. A lot of people thought he was going to go to Georgia. Bama ends up landing him in the end. There had been some visits there. Haynes has signed as well at this point. Assume everyone signs unless I mention otherwise, because Bama's getting them locked in early today. The first 4-star is number 38 overall in the consensus, the composite rankings. Jahlil Hurley, the number 5 player from the state of Alabama, the first Bama local kid to stick around. So not a lot of keeping the home state talent in, but when you have the number 1 recruiting class, that really shouldn't matter too much when it's all said and done. Now, how much do you think you're paying for subscriptions? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions, when the actual cost is closer to $200 or more. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars on subscriptions per month and not even realize it. Or $100 a year, I should say, on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app I love using that takes care of that issue for me once and for all. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Maybe it's an Amazon Prime, you had a second one, you didn't even realize it, right? Maybe you don't use Hulu anymore because that's not what most people stream anyway. they'll take care of it for you. And if you forgot you had a subscription and you're trying to cancel it, you don't have to log in and try to remember your password and then forget password and log in and then cancel it. And then customer service is like, oh, you sure you want to cancel? And you tell them 5 times, yes, please cancel for me. No. Rocket Money takes care of that for you. All you have to do is press the cancel button. That is it. It is that simple. Stay on top of upcoming bills, unwanted subscriptions. They'll cancel them for you. Get rid of them using Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. That's rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. Could save you hundreds per year. Links in the comment section and the description of today's video. Back to the 2023 Alabama football recruiting class. Let's get to 4-star wide receiver Jalen Hale, the first Texas product that Bama's gone down to recruit. He's the number 7 wide receiver in this class. Another running back. Now, Richard Young is the first player on this list who, as of filming, has not signed. The Florida kid, number 48 overall, number 4 running back. It is still very early in the day, but the 5 unsigned guys are ones to kind of keep an eye out for, including Tony Mitchell. Now, I'd be kind of surprised if he flipped. Number 54 overall, safety out of Alabama. A lot of defense heavy for Crimson Tide this year, which I think is the right move. All right, Yhonzae Pierre. I think I'm pronouncing that name correctly. If not, I'm terribly sorry. Another edge rusher out of Alabama. Number 8 ranked both the state and in the position group. And then a defensive lineman out of Tyler, Texas, Jordan Renaud. 6'2" overall. He's the number 7 defensive lineman. So again, defense heavy for the Crimson Tide, which I think makes sense. All right, who is your favorite player for the Crimson Tide in the 2023 class? Caleb Downs, Keon Keeley are the easy ones. I might go Kadyn Proctor because I think you needed the offensive line out pretty badly. Let me know what you guys think. Who's your favorite player in this year's class for the Crimson Tide? Here's our first quarterback, and this is a commitment, not a signing right now. That's Eli Holstein out of Louisiana. He's number 74 overall, the number 9 quarterback. I'll jump around in the order here just because it's easier to talk about. The other quarterback is Dylan Lonergan out of Georgia. He's number 11. He's number 140 overall. Now, if you guys are good at math, you'll realize there are 12 top 100 commits on this Alabama Crimson Tide team. That's pretty damn impressive. The last one is Wilkin Formby, the offense tackle right out of the backyard, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Northridge High School. He's the number 8 offensive lineman, number 10 player in the state. Hunter Osborne out of Alabama as well, Trustville to be exact. He's 144 overall, number 13 player in the state. Alabama got the number 1 player in the JUCO rankings too. Wide receiver Malik Benson, which I think you could use some impact help at wide receiver with the JUCO route, provides that in the end at a Hutchinson Community College, number 1 across the board there in the JUCO rankings. We're going to have you guys cover with more college football National Signing Day coverage, so make sure you guys are subscribed. It's not just Bama, not just the top 25 rankings, a lot more videos to come. Hit that sub button for me, please and thank you, right now. Still got more names to get to. Edric Hill out of Kansas City, Missouri. He's number 180, number 6 player in that state, by the way. I'm probably going to botch his name, so I apologize. Olaus Alinen in Connecticut. He's in Windsor right now. Number 1 player in the state of Connecticut, by the way. Miles McVay, more offensive line help. Both these guys are listed at 6'6". McVay's listed at 360. Now, I'll go on my rants here briefly. It's high school weights. They're always wrong. They've never been right, ever. So we'll see what he actually checks in at once he gets on screen. He's number 18, by the way, among offensive tackles. Justin Jefferson, no, not that one. 2-star or 4-star JUCO, the number 2 overall JUCO, number 1 linebacker, number 1 defensive player. So Bama got the best JUCO player on offense, the best JUCO player on defense. That'll work. And then Ty Lockwood, the tight end out of Tennessee. He's number 235 overall. Alabama did not make the college football playoff this year, which still feels somehow wrong because it's Alabama, but they got to win football games, right? So will next year, will the Crimson Tide make their return to the CFP? Type D for duh, they're going to make it, Tom. It's Bama. Or L for they're going to get left out and lose again. Jaron Hamilton next up here, another 4-star wide receiver. He's 285. Cole Adams. Now, he is unsigned at this point, along with Brayson Hubbard, a 4-star wide receiver and a 4-star athlete. Hubbard can kind of probably play some receiver, defensive back. He's 6'2", 190. And then Ryquez McElderry. I think I got that name wrong. If not, I'm sorry. That's an offensive lineman if I've ever seen one. Interior offensive lineman, 4-star recruit. And finally, last but not least, it's the kicker, Connor Talty out of Chicago. He's the number 3 kicker. That probably means a lot more than his national ranking of 1,850. But Connor Talty rounds out a very strong Alabama Crimson Tide 2023 recruiting class. That's it for the Bama side. More teams coming up. Oklahoma will be next here on the channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed with your noties turned on.